Well, hey everybody, it's Dive Girl Dab. I just love my shower curtain. So the question has been like, what have I been doing? Well, I am feeling a little better, so it's not like I'm sitting around doing nothing. I have been puttering around the house, getting caught up on chores, and been shopping. And look it, I've got something to put in my hand too. It's almost like a sword like the kitty. What is it? Hmm. Ooh, there's an idea. Clink. Yes, this is lightning protection. And I'm going to talk about how I am building a total, what I think is a kick-ass lightning system. And this is what I'll top it with. But I want to show you guys what today brought me. Well, and because I've been feeling a little bit industrious, I've been actually working on the fuel system. So what you're looking at here is a way oversized fuel cleaning system, but this is what we're gonna do. And I actually mounted it on a piece of plywood. This is not where it's gonna live. It may not even be the final orientation, but what it does is it lets me see where I have all my connections. And we come in here from our main fuel switch, and yes, I am labeling everything on the boat. So our main fuel inlet, beautiful Groco valve, and I've got some barbs coming for that. I've got nice thick stainless steel fuel lines, and they need to be like half an inch. That's the standard. And then I've got tons of good hangers, and I have some like ABYC approved fuel grommets because they're metal with rubber. And anyway, so we've got two of these big fuel water separators. There's a big filter inside of each of them, and it sprays out these little fins, and your water comes down here and you can drain that off, which is great. And I've got two electric fuel pumps, and this is a fuel pump number 1 and fuel pump number 2. And then this is our 30 microns diesel pre-filter. And then here's our 10 micron diesel polisher. And so what we'll do is we can bring fuel in the boat, come through this filter. And I got a nice 3-way valve here that's all beautifully marine. Nice T-fittings and a vacuum gauge. So that's going to go up on the helm, but for now we'll just put it here. And because what we'll do is we'll measure how much we're sucking, and then when that suction goes up, because you have restriction, your vacuum will increase, and you'll know to go change your filter before you have a clogged filter. So it's a really easy thing to add in. In fact, I think that's why I bought this, and I've got some fittings coming, is to add this to my 3/8 inch line. So you want to buy a 15 fuel line. I'm going to put that on the whole boat. I could use, this is our vent that goes out, and it's 5/8 inch. Big guy. And you can use B1 on ventilated, non-pressurized fuel systems that comes out of the tank. And but I don't know if I'm going to do that. I think probably we'll just do a big buy of A1 15 everywhere. And but I'm getting this all set up. These pumps are for recirculation, because I could run pump 1 for 10 hours and then put that in my logbook, and then run this one for 10 hours and have the same wear. Or I could use one full time and then have a dual system that I could just switch over instantly. You know, the thing is like you're in a harbor, you fill up with fuel right before you leave. Well, then you just stirred up the tank. So you need to start filtering it with this. And I have for us here a filter which captures water. These are really great, and it'll pull water and a lot of sediment out. You'll see a lot of metals in fuel, which is really surprising to some people, but all your metal fittings in your fuel stations wear out and they get open and closed, and you see little bits of shavings, and you don't want that to get in your engine. So if you have a little pre-filter like this, and we can put that in our filler tank, and then I've got a smaller one here for alcohol type of fuels. So before the fuel comes here, it will go through another filter, and then we'll run it through here, and then we could move it from one tank to another. I'm sure there are going to be multiple tanks later, and this is going to give me option to move fuel around, and we can take fuel and pull it out of a tank and run it through and polish it and move it up into a day tank, which I'm planning to add. So that will give me like some super sweet, very clean fuel, so that when you go to leave the harbor, you run that day tank, and then while you're running that day tank, you're polishing your fuel that you just brought in and filtering it and cleaning that up. And when that cleans up, and you clean out all the sediment and junk, and then you come over here and you start to polish that. And you just always polish before you go to your day tank, and keep your day tank full if you're going to use your engine. So anyway, this is my theory on it, and I am using this board just to kind of set up things and figure out what has to connect to who and how to do all of that. So here we go. So today got away from me. And I started making copies and stuff and putting it on the copier. And this is my plan I've been working on for a while in the interior. And I just don't like it. This is the old style of the interior, how it's laid out. And I just am not convinced that that's what I want. So yeah, I want to put, I want to extend the cabin, as you can see here, and then we'll put a hard top over here, and she's going to be ready to really rock and roll. So I put my happy light on the floor underneath my glass tabletop, and I have been staring at a light table all day and drawing, and I have been scaling things and making more copies, and my dad went to Cal Poly in the 60s, and I used to go to class with him. Actually, he was like 66 or 67. These are his old drafting tools that I still have. I mean, they're great. They work wonderfully, and you get all kinds of form shapes and swirls and stuff. So what I did is I came up with, just look at this smart little boat.
It might redefine your way of thinking of living on board and sailing a boat. If you haven't seen our little one, our 30-feet boat, I'm pretty much sure there are a lot of surprises for you about the variations, about the accommodation.
And I love this deck saloon. He's sitting in the helm. So basically on my boat, you'll walk in and here's the helm.
Just sit down either at the interham or over here in the settee.
Awesome.
Here, it's all about visibility. You are actually on the same eye level, like the crew in the cockpit, your galley and your saloon, all on the same.
Look at that beautiful helm. I just love that. It doesn't have to be crazy, but I can make it what I want. I just need a little station there.
Eye level with this wonderful view on here. So literally, for the course, you switch on.
Look at that great visibility.
And you do whatever you want to do. Just have a look around every few minutes or seconds, whatever the course affords, and just be comfy.
See, he's right there in the galley now, just behind the helm. So on my boat, that will be this area right here. Has steps going down into the galley, but
then, surprise,
they're actually drawers. Isn't that neat? It's got a clothes locker behind the seat of the helm.
boots and life jackets.
This will be in this area right behind here. All right, now this is where it gets really smart.
We are the owner's cabin of our 310 now, and this is the cabin which is absolutely central. It's just above the keel, in the very center of the boat.
Perfect.
And there are a lot of positive points on that. First of all, you don't have the slamming, which you might have in aft cabin.
So on your left is you're walking down the stairs. Here's your helm. Walk down the stairs. Here's your galley. Come around the corner, and there's your bunk. So on this new plan of mine, we'll come in through the door, past the helm, past the galley, down the hallway. Oops, went too far. Into that room where we will have a bunk underneath. Here's the head, and then here's the V berth. But he's sitting right here on that little seat, so he's going to come down this walkway into here.
And you don't have much movement because it's just above the keel. This is where circumnavigators will sleep. On the big empty 70 feet racing boat, just in the center of the boat where you have the littlest movement.
Yep.
Here's a lee class living under here.
I'm not going to have windows.
And then you have a perfect sea cabin. Into the hatch you have a private door. And while in here you have full standing height again. It's quite a light room, big mirror in front of you. The wash basin is so big that you can wash your hair without spilling all the water all around. This swivels away. And you have an extendable water tap here to wash yourself.
Smart.
Then on most other boats you will find up here no cupboards at all, because this is the usual place where the small holding tanks are. We have a huge holding tank of 100 liter, and then we have no separate shower cabin, which could
Mine will be electric.
Opposite of this room as a totally separate room. So we went over here, and what you see here is a layout, the cabin layout of the 4-bed comfort version.
I can live with that.
On the other versions, you have a nice double bed here, which is 6'9" in the shortest distance, 2.5 meters.
So here you can see the headroom that he's talking about. And one thing I did is I put the smiles in here where the deck steps up, so there'll be increased head height in this area, which is similar to their boat. So this layout is going to mimic the Sirius boats. I'm going to take some of their ideas and incorporate it. And so of course up here I will build some kind of a settee. I don't know if it'll be U-shaped like that one. I don't know that I have enough space for a U-shape. And she came with this configuration here, 4 people face to face. But we'll see. So this is what I did today, is get out all my old drafting tools and sit here and plunk with paper and get stuck into being warm because we've got some cold weather. And I've been staring into my Happy Light for too long as I've been using it to trace through. Very good product. Anyway, here's my center line. So I think this is doable. The next thing I need to do is a profile view, and I've got some working out to do to make sure I have enough space. I mean, I also thought about taking the settee and putting it on a some electric actuators and lifting it if I had to, but I think we have enough room. I mean, if you look at our cabin here, I mean, we're already close to like 12 feet. So if I come up 3 feet to give me that bunk, I've still got 6 foot of clearance. And this boat is designed currently for 6'4" headroom. So she's already very tall cabin wise. And I'm not like all the other girls. I am not new to construction. Yeah, this was my construction company. General contractor. Women in general construction. So I have a lot of engineers in my family, including myself. My dad worked on the space shuttle program and ran their cryogenics program for 20-something years out of Florida, and before that at Vandenberg. And he went to Cal Poly in the late 60s. So I was born in 61, and then he was in the Navy down in San Diego. And then when he got out, he went through the GI Bill to Cal Poly. Well, I was a little turd, maybe like 5 or 7, but I used to go to his drafting classes and stuff with him because he had me. I was like, he needed to take care of me because Mom was at work. And so he taught me how to draw and stuff. And he was an architectural engineer. And so he was a carpenter, and the guy's brilliant. He can build anything, which is why I can too. I got the good genes for that. And then later I went to Cal Poly myself and studied agricultural engineering, how to build farms. And if you want to build anything in the world, go ask a farmer to help you out. They can build and do anything and everything. They're very diversified. And that's who I am. So today was a lovely day to get stuck into design. It's one of those things I've been needing to do. And I'm kind of, spring is coming. I'm feeling better. I've got a whole bunch of materials here. And, design is where I'm stuck. So what I wanted to do is, lay this out on paper, see if it works, see if I can make it work on paper. Because if I can design it out on paper and then, dimension stuff. And so what I did is I took the Sirius boat and I just shrunk it down to the same length as my boat, but it's still going to have similar, features. So what I'm going to do is I will go through and scale everything out and make sure that like my 6-foot frame is going to fit in the bunks. Because one of the problems is that this bunk that they have here, see, this is your bunk while you're underway in the Luger, which means I gotta get my 6-foot butt into this little tiny opening here. I can't get in and out of my kayak right now because I rode a horse for 50 years. So if I can't do my kayak, I just don't think that getting in and out of this sleeping berth is going to be ideal. So that's what made me go and look for another plan, is I don't think I could do that, which means I have to sleep in the forward bunk. And if the boat's tossing, I probably don't want to sleep there. So this new mid bunk, mid everything feature, whoo, awesome. So this was my first drawing, and unfortunately I meant to draw this part onto this plan, and so I screwed it up. And now I'm just transferring everything over to the second one where it should be. But you can see the closet here and the helm and the kitchen and the galley. And I thought, why don't we just make this straight? Because then you don't have a corner to get bumped into, and lay it out. But here's my center line. So what I did is I drew in my keel where it lives. And then this is my center line. And I'll be darned, I think that's where the stove should be. I've got those really nice diesel drip Dickinson stoves. They're going to want to be able to in the middle of the boat. So this is a perfect setup for them. Really, absolutely perfect. And what they do in the Sirius, which is absolutely mind-blowing amazing, is they have access to a little garage area down here, and you can put in a work table with a little mini vise. I can bring my oil filter system and have it on this side right here, because it's not on the same size as the engine for fire, so I can put it on this side and then have a wall here, so I can have that. I can put batteries in here. But what you do is you take this section of cushions right here, and this is on a hinge, So the table comes up and then that flips open, and you can literally then step into here, into that little garage area, and you have a little mini shop. And you're sure as shooting right that I'm gonna add that into mine. So we're gonna have the access here. This is my current like seating outside, and if I've got to chop, this wall has to get chopped back anyway, so if I've got to chop this and push it back, we'll do that. If I can duck under it and sit down, in a little seat in here to go to work, then I'll leave that. So that's why that's there. This is part of that bench seat in that section, but that's where I'm thinking that wall is going to be, because I've got to redo this. This is so exciting though. I'm really liking this floor plan. I do think, because like here's the headroom in this area. This is a headroom step up right in here. And so, I've got this wall like right under it, which is great, because this headroom in this area is going to be like excellent. It's going to be at least 6.5 feet, easy. We got door swings here going into the head, and I think it's going to work out beautifully. Here's the helm. I'm thinking I could put my little portable freezer under the seat if I need to. There's that dry locker storage, and then there'll be a couple steps here, but we'll have the whole seating above. This is my mast post right now, and I don't really like where it is. I might move it, but then I got to deal with rigging. I am re-rigging, but then I've got to move where things are. It's not critical, that big a move, but I don't know if I want to do that. So this is version 3, which I know for sure I want these things. Look at that nice big bed. I bet you that's probably it's not a queen, it's a little bit smaller, but nice tow room, nice standing room. See, here's the smile where it slopes down. Maybe I move this wall back a little bit and make the head bigger. That might be an idea. And then push this post back in this area. I'm also thinking about, because here's the smile, is if I wanted to put a load of a reel for my anchor line on an actual, like a big reel with a winch, on it, up in this area, or put my windlass here and drop chain down. I could also put windlass in this area and then drop chain like down into a wall pocket, so we can have our chain load in here closer. So I could also bring it over here and put it in this area, come down the roof here. So I'm thinking about that too, is where do I want to put the windlass? Maybe I want to pull it back here. I don't know, we'll see. I don't think I want it up in this area. I think I want it back here. But this is exciting. So what did you get stuck into today? Well, a lot of people think that would be a waste of a day to sit here and just sketch and draw and stare at a white light. But I'm working out on paper what I want to do, and it's just hell of exciting. I am getting stoked because the building season's coming. I got lots of materials, so there's good stuff coming, guys. Bear with me. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited. So stay with me. Good stuff's coming. Dive Grail Deb signing out from the Flippin' Line Foundation. Sailing vessel, Meliton's Miracle. Get your sting on, baby.